Car stories. Right. So, did a poll on Instagram last night. You know the crack. Did a poll on Instagram last night and asked if you guys wanted to see another rate my car sort of video or a car story video. And by popular demand, a car story was chosen. So let's crack on. So yeah, welcome back to a new video, guys. Like I just said, there was a poll on my Instagram about whether to do a car story video, because I said I was going to start a new series of them, or whether I should do another like rate my ride type video like I did last week. And by popular demand, like I just said, a car story was chosen. So yeah, with this series obviously starting off, I want as many of these car stories that I've got, which are real life stories and not made up shit, nothing like that. I want all of these stories, or at least most of them, to have a moral at the end of it. So sort of something that you guys can take away from my personal experience so you guys don't have to do it. So I thought, what perfect place to start than me potentially getting the Yaris impounded. Yeah. So, I'm going to start with that car story. Picture the scene. It's a beautiful summer evening. You've just finished work at 4:30, or 4 o'clock I think it was when I used to finish. Was it 4? Yeah, it was 4. You finish work at 4 o'clock and you're going to go and blast down the M20 or another motorway to go and enjoy some relaxation in a swimming pool. And, you know, you're jamming out to your music, you're vibing good, all that sort of jazz. And, before you know it, you've got a police car sat up your arse. Yeah, you can see where this story's going already. So, basically, when I was with one of my exes, I finished work at 4 and jumped in my car and we was going to go swimming in a private swimming pool. And, you know, I was in a good mood. I was vibing out to my music, cruising down the motorway, this motorway being the M20. Cruising down the motorway, just minding my own business. Was travelling a bit excessive on the speed, not going to deny that, but I thought I was fine when really I wasn't paying attention to my speedo, of which case I was clocked at over 100 miles an hour at points. And yeah, I just driving down, minding my own business, and I look in my rearview mirror. I see a fully marked BMW X5 in my rearview mirror, you know, all the decals over it, the lights on top, the lot. I look down at my speedo's reading about 85, and I'm like, perhaps I should slow down just a tad. I think I've just sped up here. So I slowed down just a tad, pulled in, let the X5 pass, and little did I know, he then squeezed right in front of me and put his follow me sign on. Now, instantly, my heart falls to the floor. I'm not going to lie. And I sort of brick a shit a little. And, yeah, so anyway, I follow him to the hard shoulder. He takes me up this little, like, service road bit that you find, like, at various points along the along motorways sometimes. Took me up one of them. And he went, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" Nah, the usual. Yeah, I was speeding, but I don't think it's too bad. He went, "Do you know roughly how fast you was going?" I went, "I know it's a common answer," because obviously I watch like traffic cops and stuff like that. I was like, "I know it's a common answer, but genuinely I thought I was doing about 80, 85. Not going to lie." He went, "No, we've been following you for the past 2 miles. I didn't notice this. 2 miles they was following me for. And I didn't even know. Even though they're in a big old fully marked BMW X5. And I wasn't even aware." So yeah, you can see where this is going. So anyway, they went, "No, we've clocked you doing an average of 90.6 over 2 miles of the stretch of the motorway." Like I said, this motorway being the M20. And I've gone, shit. They went, "Yeah, we've even clocked you doing over 100 at points as well, but your average was 90.6. I was like, okay. So I can see where this is going now. So yeah, that they clocked me doing 90.6, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And you know, they did their police paperwork and stuff like that. And one of the officers, because it was two of them that pulled me over, one of the officers obviously took interest in the Yaris, because at this point I literally just put the wheels on. You know, the inky rips that I had. I just put them wheels on the Yaris. And he took a particular interest to my car, which police officers usually do if your car's modified. And he goes, "These mods declared." Now at the time, the mods weren't declared. None of them. Not one. Not even a sticker. Nothing was declared on that car at all. And yeah, he went, you know, "Are your mods declared?" Now, I did and I didn't blag it a little bit. Not gonna lie there. Because genuinely, what I said to the police officer was true, but I knew that I didn't have modified insurance. I said to him, to be honest, mate, I'm not too sure. Because a lot of changes have happened to the car. And I do not remember if when I initially insured the car, I chose a modified policy, because I ran several quotes, or a standard policy. That was genuinely true. I couldn't remember. I knew I hadn't declared any mods to the car since I had started modifying it, because I was going to do a big bulk of them, which I did. I did a lot of it in one hit, as you can see, pretty much, because I had videos following on. Then I was going to declare it all at the end. And so yeah, at this time I was like, genuinely, mate, I'm not too sure. I mean, I know that the wheels definitely ain't declared, because I've literally just put them on, because I had. And I said, but other than that, I can't remember about the rest of it. So he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "What insurance company are you with?" So I told him the insurance company. I'm not going to say what my insurance company was. But yeah, gave him my insurance company. Then, you know, he goes, sits back in the police car and goes on the old phone and calls my insurance company. "Oh, we've pulled over this Yaris, 2003 plate, KR03JFN. Just want to know, are the mods declared on it?" Of which case, the insurance company's response was no. So at this point, I was like, "Yep, goodbye Yaris, goodbye license," because obviously, if you don't declare your mods, your insurance is invalid or void, and obviously, if my insurance at that point would have got cancelled, I wouldn't have been able to drive the car, and the car would have been impounded. But this is where I love my insurance company that I was with. They turned around and said, "Yeah, it's not they're not declared, but we'll ring them back tomorrow to declare them." Now I remember this because it was a Thursday night, and they rang me back on the Friday night. So anyway, they handed the phone over to me and spoke me through it. And they said, "Oh, we need to call you back tomorrow to declare the modifications." I was like, "Yeah, no, that's fine. That's understandable." I went, "Can you do after so-and-so time? Because obviously I'm working." So they was like, "Yeah, that's fine, no worries." So they did after the time that I gave them, which was 4 o'clock. I think they rung me about like 20 past 4 or quarter past 4, something like that, to declare my modifications. And thankfully, it only added... How much did it add? I think it added like 25 quid to my total policy, which was like an extra £3 a month. So thankfully, I didn't shoot myself in the foot. But yeah, that's the insurance side of stuff out of the way. And that's why the Yaris did not get impounded, whereas it could have been. Now, what happened with my licence? Well, you guys watched my video, so you knew that I hadn't been on a driving ban or got my licence confiscated. So that's a good thing. But I was there and I was like, well, what's going to go on then? Like, this is my first time being done for speeding. Like, you know, do I get offered the speed awareness course? And they went, well, because of how excessive your speed was, it's really up to the court to decide that. Which, okay, fair enough, it was. And I was like, judging by the conditions, though, you're probably going to get points and a fine. Because it was rush hour, it was on one of the busiest motorways around my area, I was excessively speeding, 90.6, and there was a lot of traffic on the roads. So, you know, everything was not on my side at that point. So anyway, I was like, oh, screw it, you know, I'll wait for the letter to come through and see what it was. Letter comes through, about a week later. you have 3 points and £100 fine. So, okay, brilliant. Now, I could appeal it, but, well, the evidence was right in front of them, literally, so there was no point. So, yeah, I ended up with 3 points, £100 fine, as a result of me being in a good mood, listening to music to go swimming. Now, because I was going swimming as well, little side note, little side rant, I was dressed like the biggest tramp imaginable. I was wearing old tatty trainers that were easy to slide on and off and that I didn't care about getting wet. I was wearing shitty old socks that I didn't care about getting wet or dirty. I was wearing bright blue swimming trunks with no underwear on underneath. And I was wearing a top that was far, far too small for me because I was going swimming. So I look like a humongous tramp, more than I do with this dodgy hairstyle now. Yeah. The ball was not in my court at that point. So yeah, the letter came through. I landed 3 points, £100 fine. Thankfully, I got to keep the car, and thankfully, my insurance company was completely chill about the whole situation. They wasn't even mad at me either. And even when it came to me declaring the points in the fine, which I had to do obviously once it was confirmed and paid, once I came to doing that, at renewal, because they didn't up my premium for me being done for speeding or anything at the time, at my renewal, I still had over 200 quid taken off of my policy at renewal cost. So, there you go, guys. Not a huge sort of dramatic ending per se, but a huge moral of the story. Always remember to declare your modifications, because not only will it help you in an accident, it will help you like it did with me. Well, it didn't with me, but thankfully my insurance helped me. It'll help you if you get pulled as well, because if you're driving a modified car, the first question they're going to ask you about that car, regardless of what it is, are your mods declared? And if you say no, you have the chance of, your pride and joy being impounded. You'd have to pay a lot of money to get it out the impound, possibly have your license taken away for driving without, insurance. And yeah, so there is a lot of risks that come alongside not having modified insurance. Since that very day, no matter what car I've had, no matter what mods I've had, my cars have been declared. Even when I change stuff, I add to my insurance and I declare whatever I change, there and then. No doing it in bulk and doing it after like I planned to at the time I got caught. Just did it all there and then, so it was all done, out of the way. And yeah, that way, you're always covered. So the moral of the story is, like I said, make sure that, your mods are declared. Make sure that, you're safe whilst driving. Don't go speeding in stupid areas and stuff like that. And just be really careful with your surroundings. At the end of the day, speeding is not worth it. Since this day as well, I haven't really sped. I mean, obviously, I have my occasional bits of fun. But, again, I do try and keep it within speed limits and stuff like that now. I've had a few other scary experiences as well beyond this one, which I might do in other car stories and share with you. But, at the end of the day, the risk, especially with modified insurance, it's just not there to declare your car as standard. There ain't no point in risking it. If your car's modified, and unfortunately your wallet's going to have to take the brunt of how much your mods are going to pile on top of your standard insurance. Now, thankfully, a lot of insurance companies are quite reasonable. There are specialist insurance companies that deal with modified cars that offer really good rates. I'm with one now, Adrian Flux. So they give you really good rates. They're specialists in cars like that, and yeah, like I said, it's just not worth running that risk. After that very experience and how lucky I got with not getting my car impounded, it's something I want to shout to everyone, especially young people on the car scene as well that don't know what risks they're putting themselves at. Just please, for the love of God, just declare your insurance, your mods. Even if you have to go back on a black box or something like that, just declare your mods. It really is not worth the risk at all. I've taken that risk and thankfully had an okay outcome. You guys might not be so lucky. But yeah, just make sure your modifications are declared. And with that being said, I'm going to leave this here because I don't want it to run on too long. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to slap a like on it. Comment down below if you guys have any similar experiences like this. And more importantly, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to try and release a video like this every Wednesday, and then a normal content video every Friday. So yeah, 2 videos up a week at the moment. Might try and push for more, might try and reduce back down to 1. Not too sure. But 2 videos a week. Come join me, 6 o'clock Wednesday, 6 o'clock Friday, in the evenings. And yeah, so remember the moral of this story. There are plenty more stories to come, plenty more experiences I want to share with you guys. I'm not happy about saying this story, I'm not going to lie, because, you know, it's something stupid and it is something potentially really dangerous. But I am incredibly happy to give out the notice that I've said in this video, the moral of the story, and that is just, no matter how much it's going to cost you, no matter what's done to your car, if your car's modified, please just declare it, because it's, like I said, you might not be as lucky as me, you might be even more lucky than me, I don't know, but it's just not worth running that risk as a whole. But yeah, like I said, I'm getting out of here. Catch you guys in the next one.